Fake Good One here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank up my channel. Help me out in the algorithm. Today we're going to be comparing all the Mortal Kombat movies from worst to best, ranking them against each other in winner takes all.
Kinda wins.
So there's a few honorable mentions. There's only 4 movies, but there are some honorable mentions. There's a lot of content in Mortal Kombat adaptations. There's a lot. And usually they all have one thing in common. Main characters being dickish towards each other, butting heads. It seems like almost all this, I can't say definitely Mortal Kombat Legacy because I vaguely remember, but I do recall most Mortal Kombat content, like the recent movie, involves our main characters being pretty dickish to each other. So, honorable mentions, I would like to point out there's Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, the animated series that wasn't that great.
These are the Defenders of the Realm.
And then there was Mortal Kombat Conquest.
In a tournament called Mortal Kombat.
This one is definitely worth checking out. While my memory is very rusty on it, this featured all kinds of characters from Scorpion, Sub-Zero to Shang Tsung, Raiden, and the Great Kung Lao. It follows him pre-tournament, set within the movie universe that was established with the 1995 film. Then there's Mortal Kombat Legacy, something that really reignited interest in doing a film franchise. With that said, though, let's go ahead and get into this.
Fatality.
Why was this treachery ever allowed?
4th place is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. For obvious reasons. This trashy, sloppy, low-budget film, it's as if someone ripped apart a script into tiny little pieces in a rage fit, just threw it all over the place, then take the shit back together and decided, fuck it, we're gonna run with this one anyway. It was a fatality. Like, brutal to sit through and watch. The film was a complete disaster, from the over-the-top, just silly acting and cheesy special effects. And just don't do it. If you can't afford to do it, if you can't afford to make it look convincing, don't do it. Flips. So many flips. You've got Dexter's dad playing Raiden, which is a good actor, but unfortunately he's in this, and not only acting, it doesn't matter. You can have the best damn acting skills in the world. Nothing's gonna make this film look pretty. Johnny Cage is killed off right away. Not the same actor because they wouldn't pay him. And I'm surprised that anybody was willing to even do this film for pay, as bad as it is. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It completely annihilated any and all hope for this franchise to continue, and it's just so baffling how you go from the 1995 flip over to the 1997. So this film gives us all the hero characters we know and love except for Johnny Cage for some reason. A live-action adventure, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the rivalry, Raiden, Jax, Sonya, Liu Kang, even Kung Lao, as Shang-Chi sends assassins from Outworld to eliminate Earth's chosen ones. Pre-tournament lines directly from the game: fatality, flawless victory, signature moves, lore, and all kinds of things ripped directly from the game, brought to live action, rated R with blood, gore, finishing moves, accurate depictions of characters in their costumes.
There's much to learn.
The fuck?
But what hurts this film is the studio's insistence on the use of brand new bland character to be the central focus of the film at the expense of all the other more noteworthy characters, while heavily advertising Sub-Zero and Scorpion rivalry that's tacked on to the beginning and end of this film, full of flimsy excuses that string together this plot From a prophecy to exchangeable birthmarks and the bloodline of Scorpion, the film is far from a flawless victory. Notable actor in this was standout as Kano and standout as Sub-Zero and standout as Scorpion. The Sub-Zero in this film is epic, more villainous than ever. He feels like Noob Sabat already. They really shouldn't be shoehorning in epic characters like Goro to undermine their future value. The CGI looked bad in comparison to old school animatronic Goro.
I'll crush him in one blow.
With that said,
Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge.
This thing better not go straight to video.
Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge is a full-length animated feature that gives us the rivalry of Scorpion and Sub-Zero with the deceit of Quan Chi, as it should be. In the first Mortal Kombat tournament, with a strong voice cast and a roster of MK characters, there's comedy, brutality, blood, gore, delivered in sleek animation with adult language. It's a mix of the first Mortal Kombat movie and the latest, but the movie straddles a fine line, pulling itself in two different directions. Hard, undecided on if it's more of a film about Scorpion's Revenge or more of a film about Mortal Kombat, the first tournament. And ultimately, that's why this one comes.
Round 2.
"1995 Mortal Kombat, legendary video game adaptation that still withstands the test of time, still is one of the better video game adaptations ever made, despite its cheesy campiness. This thing brings you everything in live action, stages, fatalities, flawless victories, and it suffers from a PG-13 and a bit reckless use of lines like flawless victory where they don't count, but still, it brings you intimidating animatronic Goro, Raiden, who smokes too much pot, Liu Kang and Johnny Cage oozing with charisma and some comedic takes, as well as Kano, the epic smartass. Then you have the mysterious Sub-Zero, the secret character reptile. You have Katana, Shang Tsung, pissy Sonya Blade, who wasn't that great, and hardcore Scorpion, who owes just, "Get over here, come here, get down here," voiced by Ed Boon. There are a lot of things that are accurately represented in this movie, and it just flows together so well, even though for some reason it's Shang Tsung recruiting Earthrealm heroes to the tournament instead of Raiden. This story comes together pretty well, pretty fast. Each character is there for their own reasons, but it all just comes together so smoothly and organically. Showcases the tournaments with some generic fights and then starts to lose its structure and gets all over the place, and Sonya Blade is absolutely useless in this movie except for killing Kano. But there are a lot of things in this movie that are very well done. With a few minor tweaks, it could really be something epic and great. For instance, if you just had Jax in place of made-up character Arlene get his arms ripped off because he followed Sonya Blade to the island. Then she has to take things a bit more serious. You have Raiden instead being the one recruiting Earthrealm heroes. You have the final fight between Liu Kang and Shang Tsung, where he starts to summon a bunch of generic warriors, instead summoning the great Kung Lao for the final fight. But there are signature moves and stuff in here, punching in the nuts, fireball from Liu Kang, put to proper use, and it ends with the setup for the sequel. And while the sequel turned out to be absolute nonsensical and terrible for some reason, this film ended on a high note. Ultimately, this is my number one, despite the lack of blood, gore. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know your personal list in the comments section below. I'd really love to hear it. I hope that this new Mortal Kombat film gets a sequel so we can see an actual version of the tournament done in this new style, and maybe it will finally be the ultimate Mortal Kombat.